Hmm. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see, go to main menu. I'm flying real time and real weather. I was just flying the Beaver. This is my hangar. This plane I was just flying. I don't know what the name of this plane is. It's a CH-2, but this company that makes it, I'm not sure. Let me move this out of the way. Oh, it's not operational while I'm here, but it's D. De Havilland. Wonder what that means. Oh, it's right up here too. Viking Air Limited, a de Havilland, Canada company, DHC-2 Beaver. Yeah. What's set view mean? Switch camera. Switch camera. Some of this stuff I haven't played with much. I don't know what that does. Let's see specifications. That's kind of neat. Short takeoff or landing is what STOL means. $1947. Cruising speed kind of slow. Engine one piston. What the heck's that mean? It's a radial engine. With 9 cylinders. So you'd think that'd be 9. I mean, I could see just piston engine, but not one. Maximum altitude is 15,750 feet. That's like about the same as the Cessna. Like, 152. Empty weight, 3,330 pounds. Maximum weight, 5,100. Range is 395 nautical miles. Fuel capacity is 95 gallons. I know it has 3 tanks. The length of the plane, 30 feet. And the wingspan is 48 feet. cruises at 143 miles per hour and has a top speed of 158. Well, it's at cruise speed 109 knots total airspeed. Now, this would not be, this would be like ground speed. Ground speed's all, higher than the total airspeed. What it's reading. You can change the aircraft and switch to another and look at it. Is it 152, 172? And I've got 182s up. It's 152. 152, the tail dragger, and then this is a 182, and this is the Skymaster Cessna. It's got a pusher prop in the back. And then there's another one. This is a 170, this is an old one. That's what it looks like. It's got an ashtray. Set view. Maybe that just means I can they have the different liveries. These are different covers and stuff. The black one is kind of cool. Joystick button 3 switch camera. I don't know which one that means, but at any rate, it's not end switch camera. End. Here's end here. Okay. Maybe that one means, yeah, it won't move set view. Kind of cool, huh? I wonder, see, I wonder what that is. This here is the pitot tube that senses the speed, airspeed. It's funny, it has I'll get inside and I'll show you. It has a little tab on it that when the wind's blowing, it'll kick it back. It's hard to see from there, but the wind pushing will swing it open. Just a little piece of tin, like, and the air going through it, it interprets the airspeed. the way it works, the system. But that's where the air, depending on how fast it's coming in there or slow, determines the airspeed to show here. But they have a heater on there to keep from icing up and giving you wrong speeds. And I would say this one has it too. I fly different planes, so you get, I haven't seen one that hasn't had a pitot heat on it, but let me see. Primer, carb heat, cabin heat, well, this one might not have it. Now this is kind of weird too, because this is the stall warning buzzer. But I wonder, and this is the throttle. This is the flaps. I wonder what that outside is. Well, I guess this plane just isn't made to fly in cold weather. Because I don't see a pitot heater. We could fly this one for the heck of it. But yeah, what that is out there. I'm kind of curious to know what that is. I wonder if it's the stall warning. Has something to do with that. It looks like a horn, don't it? Some kind of a horn. Okay, now let's go back to home. And this is Cessna for skydiving. And take off from St. Louis. They got me going, yeah, because the wind is, today the wind's coming from the east more. I got my little weather map up here for St. Louis, the real one. And it's, the wind's coming from the southeast. Which this is actually at the 30-degree angle. I'm sorry, 300 degrees. And that's where it's going to, 300 degrees up here on the compass, 360, 90, 270, 180. This is runway 30 left. And this is runway 12 right. Because it's going 120 degrees. And that's about the way the wind is going. It's almost like we're going right down into the wind, where that's good. You want to fly, you take off into the wind. 1022. Nothing like a Klondike bar or something like that. I don't know. Klondike, is that in Canada? There's, I want to see the wind sock. Here we go.
175 Bravo Sierra ready for departing straight out at runway 12 right.
Okay. Okay. And the flaps are now they're retracted. This is our trim wheel. It's right there. Okay. Now this one, you can get rid of this to make it real old-fashioned, so you don't have anything but the radios, the transponder and the comm and nav. One comm and one nav. Comm one, nav one. It does have the where you switch them back and forth, so it's got two frequencies. You can have a standby frequency ready to go, so if you're talking to the ground on one frequency, you can have the tower frequency in there, so after you take off you can switch it. Easy enough. This has a where you can change a few things here and there to customize it. These, they call them external power, pilot, co-pilot, pilot door open, co-pilot door open. And then you can, let's go back out. It's like a checklist, landing checklist. Okay, so these are they make things look more real. Static stuff, they call it. Putting out the cones. This is the ground power, if you need it to help you get the battery started. And you remove these things before flight. Cover up air vents and that. Now a lot of times they'll have the pitos. Oh, this one, like I said, automatically covers itself up. And the wheel chocks. So go back in. I wonder if I can do it that way. Yeah. These open up? Yeah, this open up too, huh? That's cool. Alright, and then we'll and then this would bring back that GPS. The garment. Okay. Alright, before you start, you're supposed to yell clear. See, here's that little flap I was telling you about. As the wind blows, it lifts it up. That's the pitot tube, and this is a stall warning. Pull this this turns on the magnetos. Which are kind of like, they generate their own electricity for the spark plugs. So the plane would run without a battery with these magnetos. Once it's running there, we got our landing lights, parking bag. This is for our fuel mixture. Cabin air. Pull to close. Close it off. Cabin heat. Pull it, I guess, for on. Carb heat. Can adjust that, open that when you're landing in a real humid area. High humidity over like 70 or 70 and the temperature around 70 actually. And I forget what the humidity is, but it can cause the engine to, the carburetor to freeze up. That's lights, panel lights. Then, like I said, here's our comm. You got your active and your standby frequency, and then nav, you got your active and your standby, and you push this to flip-flop them. And this is the transponder. You call it the squawk box. They'll tell us what to set that to, and so they can keep track on us. The tower and that. It's carb heat. We can adjust this to control that if we need to. Our oil pressure, oil temperature, vacuum or suction, rate of vertical speed indicators going up or down, and our altimeter for altitude and airspeed. And they have another cylinder head temperature over here. I thought there was another one, but I guess there isn't. This is amp draws, charging, discharging. If you're, say you're charging your car battery with a car charger, and you put it on a 10 amp charge, if it has a meter on it like this, if it goes up to 10 amps, that means your battery's dead, because it's taken a 10 amp charge as the battery charges, it will go down and down and down to zero, because it's not taking the charge anymore, it's fully charged. Okay, and that's clock, and it must really be 10:33 here in St. Louis. Let me see if our barometric pressure, yeah, it's off, because it's actually, I'm looking at, it's 30.20. So you would change this. See, it's only showing us at 300 feet, and in St. Louis we're about 600 feet. So this would need to be changed. I can turn it this way here and you'll see it change. Okay, and it's 30.20, yeah, 30.2. So, and it's a little under 600. And if they have something in this flight simulator that you can press B for barometric pressure on the keyboard and will automatically set it. You'll see what I mean. So it automatically set it to something different than what I'm showing on my barometric pressure gauge on the actual live weather here. Our turn coordinator, kind of useless really. Then our artificial horizon. Now airspeed, we can go up in the yellow, but we don't want to hit red. Our plane structure could break up. This is a deviation, compass deviation card. And if you really want to fly like north, it gives you the degree to steer, because it has been checked out and it's a little off. So they give you the true direction degrees compass. If you want to go 330, fly 332. And this compass is floating in kerosene, and it's a magnetic north compass. Alright, this one doesn't even have a gauge compass. Plane's so old. So you have to pay attention to that there. The only difference, something that's hard to get used to on these, like if you want to fly east the way the other ones are, if you see east over here, that means you got to turn right to go east. But this one, you have to picture an arrow. This is how I do it. You picture an arrow going through to the other side. So if you want to go east, you actually want to steer to the left. Alright, let's go ahead and crook it on the runway. That's kind of weird. Oh, I don't know. I do have all this stuff out, though. I gotta get that back in. Fairings, show and hide. Is that the fairings? Is that the wheel skirts? Let's see. Windows are out. I think it's the wheel skirts. Let me go back in and turn them on. Yeah. Okay. So you walk around your plane and where's our prop? Can't even see our prop. There it is. Doesn't look real long. You know, the engine can only swing so much. Like if you put a longer prop on there, it wouldn't be able to generate enough rotational speed to get the RPMs up. So, and that goes along with the pitch. I don't know what pitch these are, but say if they're a 7-degree pitch on the remote controls, like for instance a 10-7 prop would be 10 inches long and 7-inch degree of pitch. They don't even show the thing from the there it is. Oh, it's just really hard to tell, but at any rate, the prop is, you know, pitched like a fan, you know, blade is. It gives it pull power. Some of these that have the planes that have the blue knob or the prop pitch knob, it's a variable pitch. It will rotate, rotate so it bites, puts more resistance on it, or rotates so it's more like this, it's more straight up and down. When the blue knob is all the way forward, the pitch will be more like this, and as you pull the blue knob back, it will rotate this way and put more resistance in prop spinning, and it will back off on the RPMs. So the prop, the RPMs are adjusted with the blue prop knob. If you need to get them down, you increase the prop pitch. It slows the RPMs down, and then the throttle controls the manifold pressure, like 30 inches or whatever. Okay. I don't know which antennas are what for the different frequencies in that. Someday I'll learn. But yeah, you're supposed to walk around and look at the plane. Make sure no cracks or defects that's going to cause you a problem. Look at your your spinner, make sure there's no cracks in the spinner there and that. You're also supposed to check the fuel in the tank with a stick, like, because the gauge could be off, and so it could be showing full and it's empty. Well, if you take the cap off and check it with a stick, it will show you that it's actually empty, or it's right where it should be, full, or what have you. They only put enough fuel in to get to the location you're going to, with some reserve, but since weight is such a factor, and fuel weighs 6 pounds per gallon, 100 pounds of fuel's 600 pounds. I'm sorry, 100 gallons is 600 pounds of fuel. So you can see how that adds up. Well, this plane won't even hold 100 gallons. The tanks are in the wings. You got a right and a left tank on it. I don't know what this one holds. Probably, I guess, 20 or under, maybe. Let's see. And then we'll go ahead and bring the GPS up here for the heck of it. I can do it this way too. Shut that back down. Alright. This is a guidance for flying a bearing, a direction bearing, and you set your the navigation part of the radio to fly towards a transmitter, whichever kind you're going for. You have different ones, VORs and other. They have ADF. I don't know if this one has ADF. ADF is, I don't see an ADF radio. It's usually its own separate kind of thing. I don't think this made it show up or go away. Oh, why did I do that for? I can just do this. No. Okay. Then we get our steering wheel back. So you just make sure all your control surfaces are working, You can look behind you. This plane's giving me trouble looking behind me, so I'd get out and do it that way. And so, pull back, push down, then right. Your right aileron goes up to push the wing, cause the wing to dip down on the right. And then it gets up underneath the one over there to make that wing go up, to go into a bank. Right and left. Fully moves, no obstructions. And then you got your flaps. Let me turn the battery on. Yeah, we got our flaps that extend down. Okay. Then you got your rudder, left and right. left and then right. Okay. We're on 12 right. I got the battery on. Okay, let's get the battery up. And we're going to need to go full rich, so it's giving it full gas feed. We want to push the throttle in, quarter, half. Now there's a primer, so we'll try one. And now we'll turn the key and yell clear. Makes it a little more quiet. Check out our gauges, and I got to turn on our alternator too. I got a switch here. We'll see which one. Where's it at? I see it coming on, but I don't see the switch. I must be missing something here. You know, it's weird. I guess I never looked for that here. That's really charging too, 30. It's a 24 volt battery, I would say. That's weird. Where the heck is that? What is this one? Maybe this is, because it's not marked, so maybe that's the alternator. Let me see, it's not even turning on. It turns the radio on. So, okay. For the avionics and the radios. I pulled that to start it. This turned on the magnetos, both of them. And these are heat stuff, landing lights. Alright. We'll turn on the beacon. And I'll turn on the landing lights. And that's the navigation lights. Those are the ones on the red and the green on the end of the wings. Okay. How's things warming up here? It's our tank selector. Cessna's kind of cool the way they, some of the older ones, the older planes, you have to pick like left, right, center, front, rear, depending on how many tanks they have. Where this one actually will feed from both, So I like that. Then it's our trim wheel for the elevator. So like we spin that all the way back and go out, you'll see the trim tab. See the trim tabs down. And then if I want to, I can do it from here, go forward with it. To zero it out. So then we go back in and set. But this going up is going to make the plane go up. And then going all the way forward is going to make the plane go down. Okay, bring it back. It's really running slow. Okay. Then we have our flaps. Our ailerons. Pull the throttle back. Let's go back in. Okay. Alright, if we want to take off, we want to flaps in that position for takeoff. Oh, okay. The battery is at neutral now, so that's good. Remember, it was up to 30. The battery must have been low, because that's alright. Okay, now this is the cylinder head temperature. Let's look at the cylinder head temperature. We got the which is the cowl flaps, which just don't have oil temperature. The carb temperature, okay. So we're a little hot on the ground. as our tanks, right and left. And our left tank and our right tank. It's our temperature outside. It's actually a nice day here today. It's 20, 30, about 36. Is that? Let me see. Yep, 35. Okay, carb heat pull. That's going to make it hotter, I would think. Let's try pushing it in, see? Sometimes the things aren't modeled or built in or programmed, so to speak, so sometimes they don't have an effect like it should. Cabin air, and then we should have a cabin, heat. Oil pressure's low because the engine's idling, so low. If I give it throttle, it'll go up to where it should be. We're idling at 5, 6, 7, 7,500. No, 750. It's all the hours on it. Okay. The cylinder head temperature is really like it's not even working, which is possible. Alright, this is tail dragger, so it's harder to fly. I got the gear down. I'm going to take the brake off. Brakes off. Oh, I took this one away. Pull it back. Keep the tail on the ground. The tail wheel. Giving it right rudder with my feet. Okay. And then kinda when we get up to about 40 knots, I'm gonna let up on the neutralize the rudder. And we'll get up to 60 and we'll pull back. Got to keep that airspeed up. See, if I pull up too fast, watch the airspeed. See, it's going to go down, and eventually I'll stall. So Get the nose down. So you got to climb at a acceptable rate of climb that's going to keep your speed up. The cylinder head temperature is reading now. When you do what they call a run up, you know, before you take off, it's a good idea to do a run up by giving it quite a bit of throttle. Make sure it's gonna not die on you. And you should do it into the wind, because these are air-cooled engines. No water in them. We're doing 95. We're just 1,600 feet, 1,600 feet. I'm going to put the flaps up. I should have already done that. It's going to cause us to drop a little bit. We don't get as much lift, so I just pull back on the stick a little more, and then to keep from me having to put so much back pressure on the yoke, if I let up, it's going to go down. So that's where trimming the trim wheel back comes into play. So I roll this back. That was way too much. Here. Didn't want to stall there. Alright, so speed's picking up. We are climbing about 300, 400,000. I mean, yeah, we're almost up to 15. We're up to 1,500 feet per minute climb, which is pretty fast in this plane. I'm gonna try and adjust this a little. Sometimes I have to kind of get it to a happy medium. I'm using the wheel, the trim wheel. I have a trim wheel on my controls. Now our RPMs are up kind of high. We don't have a prop pitch variable prop, so I have to back off on the throttle. To get us in the green there. And you kind of watch the refraction, you know. We're flying 120. And there's that, some say miles per hour, and some say knots. Miles per hour. I'm going to turn the landing lights off, see if our amp draw goes down. That's interesting. It's kind of doing the opposite of what I thought it would do. to 4,000, almost up to 4,000 feet. We're doing 120. I'm going to roll the trim wheel forward a little bit, level off at like 30. So it's going down. I'm going to pull back a little bit on the yoke so I can roll back on the trim wheel, elevator trim, so it stays. Starting to go down. As long as it goes back up by itself, and it's not. Yeah, there it goes. I'll give it a little bit of back. Roll back on the elevator trim, this wheel, to get this, up. This is Parks Airport. We're over downtown here. There's the Arch Eads Bridge. What is that bridge? McKin? That's just. Is that the Stam Museo Bridge? I forget. There's a ballpark. This is that rotating restaurant. At the top. We're going down. We're at 3,200, which actually I do kind of want to fly at 3,000, so you can control your altitude with a trim wheel, and you can also control it with speed, the throttle. I'm going to go ahead, since I don't want to go any more throttle to climb, I'm going to have to roll back on this trim wheel a little bit. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, I want to go down. To get to 3,000. Wait a minute, I got a call. Oh, somebody called me from a doctor's office. I'll call him back a little bit. Okay. Alright. I'm trying to trim it out a little bit here, just to fly a level 3,000 feet. Okay, something else we have to do is we have to lean it out to not burn so much gas. So we'll go ahead and I'm gonna lean out. We'll watch that cylinder head temperature there. Let's see if it goes up when I nope. Sometimes you have to figure out what you need to use depending on how things are modeled. Alright, there's full forward. So we're burning a lot of gas. Let's see. So I'll lean it back. And we'll back off. Okay. Little windy up here. We're going we're going into the wind. Having trouble seeing that. Where's the compass? Oh, we're going south. No, we're not going into the wind right now. But we are going down. We'll turn into the wind, into the east. 120 degrees is where the wind was coming from. And let's see what where we're at now. 120. Yeah, we're going right into the wind. So our speed decreased because we were up at 140, and going into the winds gonna also cause us to climb because we get more lift. Okay. Got it fairly trimmed down. That's where the autopilot comes in handy. The GPS. Now we're I can back off on the speed a little bit. Control the descent. Try and level off, so I backed off on a little bit. Now I'm going to look at this. Okay. What's 3D vision? Oh, that's cool. I like that. Okay. Now, what is this? This is supposed to be nearest airport and waypoint, VOR, nearest intersection. This is direct to. And what is that? I guess nothing. Flight plan, which I didn't put one in. How's our, let me go back to here. Make sure we're not doing anything funky. 103, we're just descending a little bit. Power and brightness. Nearest, direct to. Go back. I'm rolling back on the elevator trim wheel. Why am I having trouble? Where's the I thought this plane had, but I don't see it. Huh. We're losing a little airspeed because we're climbing. We're going 133 degrees. Southeast. Okay, and then I'm trying to click different places to see if I can get it to do. Well, I guess this don't have a well, Well, let's kind of, no? No? If I go, I'll find out here. Let's say, go to the nearest airport. And let's find Belleville right here. 12.6 miles in that direction. Okay, let's go direct to and activate. Okay, it should start turning, you would think, but activate. I just realized I don't know how to use this GPS on this. So I guess there is no autopilot on here. And you just have to manually follow it. So I'll turn it. So you manually have to control the everything. And just fly more of a visual VFR. VMC. Have IMC is what is it called? Instrument meteorological. Means you need to fly by instrument for bad weather. FMC is wait a minute, FMC's on a jet, I mean a bigger plane, airline, flight management control. Okay, and then we'll turn to get on course here. Okay. So we're flying towards the airport. There's Belleville here. So we can contact Belleville. Let's go to the nearest airport. Okay, let's say runway We're going north, so 36 would be good. Wait a minute. That's not right. Go back. I must have missed this whole screen. Full stop landing.
American Tower, November 175 Bravo Sierra is 8 miles south, 2,500 feet with Yankee to land. November 175 Bravo Sierra in American Tower. Altimeter tree 0.17, wind 132 at 8. Enter left downwind runway 15.
Okay.
Fly left traffic runway 14 right 5 Bravo Sierra.
See, they told me the barometric pressure is 30.17, so that's here that affects the altitude. Now I'm going to press, I can dial it in, or I'm going to press B on here, and it automatically would have switched it if it needed to be. So we're good there. Now then they told me that the wind is coming from 132 degrees, which is, you know, southeast at 8 knots. So you remember last time I landed, I was going kind of downwind. So this time they want us to go to not land on 36, and they want us to go past the airport on the right and fly a left base turn to land on 14 right. This is 32 left and 14 rights over here, so and I'm gonna back off on the speed a little bit. Let's zoom in, bring it to center. Okay. There's the runway there. So we're gonna go over the runway. We're gonna go back to full ridge for landing, so we don't
Cleared to land runway 14 right 5 Bravo Sierra.
Okay. Oh, got my head set locked. There it is there. pulling back on the yoke a little bit and making my turn. I don't know whether I'm going to make this. There it is. Okay. I knew I was, I'm going to make it, but I knew I was off. Yeah, I need to put the flaps down one. Yeah, we'll go down again. I'm watching the elevation and I'm watching the airspeed. Okay. We're not low enough yet. We should have 2 red and 2 white. But that's alright, we're close enough. There we got 1 red. Slowly backing off. And pull back to flare up. Okay, and we're just gonna keep pulling back on the yoke. So there's a stall warning. There we go. Doing okay here. Yeah. I got the yoke back to keep the tail wheel on the ground. It's almost like the wind has definitely died down.
Going to 119.25 Bravo Sierra.
Kind of want to keep it under 1,000 RPMs when you're taxiing. That's raising, retracting the flaps. They have me pulled directly into the wall, which I don't really like that because I'll park like that anyway, but I'd have to push it back myself. Okay. Brakes on. Turn the engine off. Turn the alternator off. And the electronics. Switches, the lights, and the battery. And that's what is that? Oh, cabin heat. Okay. Wind's kind of blowing me a little bit, huh? Hey, I'm not in there. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's stop the recording.